Hello guys, today we'll be talking about 3 lessons that we can learn from the Uwa'S case. Now the first question is, who is Uwa? Uwaila Omozua Vera was an 100-level student of the University of Benin who on the 27th of May 2020 went to a redeemed church around our area in Benin to read, and then she was murdered by some boys. In fact, she was raped and then murdered by those boys. Now, just recently, those boys were arrested, at least suspects were arrested, and then I looked through the video of their confession and every single thing, and then I came up with 3 lessons that we can actually learn together as a society on this particular issue. And trust me, the 3rd lesson is the most important. So make sure that you stick around and listen to the 3rd lesson. But before we move into the 3 lessons, my name is Olayeni Dear Kolola Daniels, popularly known as Dear Ko Spectre, and this is another episode of Dear Ko Talks Law. Now, if this is your first time of visiting my channel, then I want to say a very big welcome. Now, make sure that you click the subscribe button and also make sure that you click the notification bell so that anytime I release a video which is going to be of interest to you, you'll be one of the first set of people to watch that video. Now, to the first lesson that we can actually learn from this issue, and that is, wherever you go, make sure that there are people around you. Do you understand that? No, even if it is the church, make sure that there are people around you. Now, in this case, according to the testimony of one of the guys that were arrested, whose name is Collins, let us watch his video.
Reach for the church, the customer stand for road, for that people for the labor. As we reach there, so we, Nancy, Valentine, Azubike, and Lucky, they come waka enter for the church side. After they don't waka around, they don't monitor whether person is inside the church. Midday road, they carry 2x4. So me, they come say, man, come. I come follow all of us enter church the same time. As we enter church the same time, so the girl they read book. He face the other side door. Me come go meet the girl. So by the time now come go away all that day, they come be like say he dey pray. And they be like say they pray. All these people, Lucky, Lens and Azubike, they come sit down for chair. And they sit down for chair. So as me and the girl they talk, wait a year ago, they come knock the girl. So they come knock the girl stick. So as they knock the girl.
Now, you will hear that according to Collins' testimony, there were about 4 to 5 boys around. And those 4 to 5 boys actually looked around if there was anybody. And in that case, you will see that there was, at least to the best of their knowledge, nobody around that could have stopped them, which is the reason why they entered into the church, and then one of them pretended as if he was praying, while Collins, according to his statement, was talking to the girl until someone hit the girl with a stick on her head. Now, if you see how that particular scenario played, you would know that there is no way that the girl would be at point of death and she would not scream. At least she would not make any effort whatsoever. If there were people nearby, then there is a very high tendency that they would have actually assisted her. But I believe that according to her, she was going to the church and then she should feel safe in the church. But this is Nigeria. You can't feel safe anywhere. You shouldn't feel safe anywhere. Make sure that there are about 2 to 3 people. Make sure that there are elderly people around, people that you can run to when there is a problem or something. Do you understand? Not just because you might be attacked, which there's a very high tendency that you might be if you are in a lonely place, but that if there is something wrong in that place, for example, somebody was killed in that place or something is missing in that place, the next person they will call is you, because you are the only person that they can actually say was at that particular place at that particular time. So whether or not you killed the person or whether or not you stole the thing, people will presume that since you are the only one there, even if you actually innocently have no knowledge of it, people will think you were the one that did it. Do you understand? So make sure that wherever you go to, whether or not you are a girl or you are a boy, make sure that you look around. Make sure that there are people around, people that you can run to at any point. Now, to the second lesson that we can actually learn from this issue is that regardless of the fact that a person is your friend, or a person is your brother, or a person is your sister, or a person is your mother, or a person is your father, or a person is your, I don't know, anything close to you, never ever shield that person from arrest. Why? Listen to this.
Tina Samuel is the mother to Lucky Boro, who is currently on the run. It may surprise you why, of course, we have not arrested the mother. We have not arrested by proxy. No. She had played the role of an accessory after the fact. That is, shielding the son who took active part in the dastardly act, shielding the son from the arms of the law, which is equally criminal. And she had done all within her capacity to protect, to receive the child, to protect that son, shield that son from being arrested.
Now you will see that according to what the Commissioner of Police of Edo State was saying, the mother of Lucky Boro was arrested not by proxy but as an accessory after the fact. Now, what do those two mean? When you are arrested by proxy, it means that there is a suspect that they are looking for. But because they know that they cannot catch that suspect, they are going to take somebody who is presumably close to the person and arrest the person, so that the suspect, knowing fully well that that person who is close to him has been arrested, will come out of hiding. That is arrest by proxy. And note that arrest by proxy is illegal and unconstitutional in Nigeria. So, what the Commissioner of Police is saying is that the mother of Lucky Boro was not arrested by proxy, but she became an accessory after the fact. Why? Because she decided to shield Lucky Boro from arrest. When you shield a person who is alleged to have committed or accused to have committed a crime from arrest, or you let the person escape, then you yourself are committing a crime. We are assuming that the mother of Lucky Boro was not involved in the death of Uwa, but the reason she is arrested is because she must have assisted Lucky Boro from escaping. So that is the second lesson. Now, to the very last lesson, and like I said earlier, the most important to learn from this particular case is, before I tell you, let me beg you, please, I can do that for you. I can do anything for you to make sure that you heed to this warning. Please and please, do not buy a phone from a person who is not a phone dealer, or from a place that is not where they usually sell phones. Why? Listen to this.
So as we dey go now, we reach, he come broom, he come comot the broom, may the second come throw away. So I can't tell them more waka reach where they for the sell phone. So he can say people now for that, say you know go officer, so he can sit down one place they wait me. So I come meet with this guy where they call Musa. As I sound so, me come tell and say I come phone where I go sell. Say not my phone, but now my friend get the phone. He come tell me some, I come tell and say na 30,000. He say no, say na 10,000 naira. I come tell and say no. So he come tell me say na 17,000 go buy the phone. I come say I can't go meet Valentine. Say na 17,000 they won't buy the phone. Yes, now he buy phone. He no do anything at all. Now phone he buy.
So you will see that Nosa in that case does not know anything whatsoever, or at least we are supposed to presume that Collins is saying the truth and that Nosa here doesn't know anything. Now imagine that he actually does not know anything and he just went to buy a phone like any normal person who wanted to buy a phone of 17,000. Do you understand the way he bought that phone? And damn, police arrested you that you raped and killed somebody. all because they found the girl's phone in your hand. And there's a principle of law which is known as the doctrine of recent possession, which means that when a crime has been committed and then they can find things that happen in the crime scene in your hand, the court will presume that the reason it is in your hand is because you must have participated in the crime. So I am begging you, if you know you want to buy a phone, there are two things that you can do. You can either go to where they sell phone in the market, buy a phone, whether second hand or used, let them give you receipt. That receipt then becomes a notice to the court that you did not participate in any crime. So if it might be impossible for you to buy the phone at a place where they will give you receipt, at least buy the phone where people are, where people can see you exchanging money and collecting the phone. That is also known as a market overt place, or a place where they usually buy phones, or someone who usually sells phones. So if you buy a phone from a person who is a dealer of phones but did not give you receipt, that can still serve as notice to the court that yes, you got the phone because you presumed that the person is a market dealer, and then there is no way you would have known that that phone is gotten from a crime scene. Do you understand that? That is very different from when there has been a crime committed. They just went to one corner to go and pay money and collect the phone. It's going to be very hard to prove to the court that you actually did not participate in the crime. You see why this is the most important part of this whole video today. So there are 3 lessons that we have learned. If there are other lessons that you learned, or there are things that you want to say, or there are experiences that you had personally that you would like to share with other people, please do not hesitate to put them in the comment section below so that we can have a conversation and also sensitization of the society as regards matters like this. So once more, my name is Olayeni, dear Corolla Daniels. Please make sure that you subscribe. Thank you very much.